My name is Francis Fernando. So I was fortunate enough to be chosen as one of the Filipino NHS Ambassadors for 2020.
So Francis, when did you come to the UK, and can you tell us about your career progression as a nurse?
I came to the UK to work as a nurse in 2000 and slowly worked my way up at the career ladder. So I became a charge nurse and then nurse practitioner, and then afterwards clinical nurse specialist, a nurse consultant as well in a different hospital, and also a clinical matron. Moved to London for a change. I went to a private hospital here at central London. After that I moved back to the NHS because I've always wanted to work in the NHS. I'm passionate about the National Health Service in the UK.
Francis, can you tell us about your current job at the minute, and what do you do? What is your day-to-day routine, please?
Currently, I'm working as a matron in general surgery, so I'm responsible for two wards, surgical wards, both elective and non-elective, and also I'm responsible for a heart clinic, as we call it, and I'm responsible for a short stay emergency unit. I have around 100 nurses that are under me at the moment, and we work closely with the whole multidisciplinary team.
So Francis, you mentioned about your awards back in 2012. Can you tell us more about that?
So the award in 2012, which is the Clinical Leaders Network Aqua Henderson Quality Award, was awarded to me for my leadership in the Striving for Excellence for Hip Fracture Care. So it's about the quality improvement project that I led with the rest of the multidisciplinary team, and it is about meeting the standards for patients who have broken their hips. So I was the first Filipino nurse to have won this award, and I believe until now I am the first nurse in the UK to have won such a prestigious award. So it paved the way for nurses myself, Filipino nurse like myself, to be able to put forward national projects and also help the others out there in the UK.
So I see you're a Nightingale Scholar. Would you tell us more about being a Florence Nightingale Scholar as well?
So, I was the first Filipino nurse again to be awarded this prestigious scholarship from the Florence Nightingale Foundation. I put forward a project for establishing a fracture prevention service in the hospital where I used to work in Salisbury, and through that scholarship I learned a lot from the two most successful fracture prevention services in the UK, which were in Glasgow and in Oxford. So I had to travel to those hospitals and learn from them, and brought back my learning to Salisbury to help with the business case for the first fracture prevention service in Salisbury. So I believe now there are a couple of Filipino nurses who were also awarded such prestigious scholarships, and I believe I paved the way for them to be able to secure those scholarships themselves.
You also mentioned about you being the ambassador for the NHS 2020 for the year 2020. Can you tell us more about what your role is and what are your projects lined up for that?
So I was fortunate enough to be chosen as one of the Filipino NHS Ambassadors for 2020. So what it does, we will be celebrating the Year of the Nurse and the Midwife next year. So at the moment I've got some events lined up. In February next year, it's a conference to celebrate the Year of the Nurse and the Year of the Midwife. And I will also be traveling to different schools here in London to encourage young students to join the NHS either as a nurse themselves or therapists or either any of the NHS clinicians. I'm very lucky as a father because my first recruit into the NHS is my 18-year-old son. So he's currently studying for medicine at the University of Birmingham.
What's in store in the future for you?
My future plans are in 5 years, hoping to be one of the first Filipino chief nurses in the UK. At the moment I am studying for LSBU for my PhD, and it's a part-time 5-year degree. I finished my master's in 2014, yeah, after 3 years of, again, part-time study. But I'm also looking to secure my first Associate Director of Nursing role or Deputy Director of Nursing role in 2 to 3 years' time.
Lastly, Francis, would you have any advice to any aspiring nurses who may be in the Philippines or in the UK who would want to follow your path as well?
Things that I would say, the first one is determination and motivation, and look for your passion, the specialty in nursing that you want to really do your utmost best, and think that the NHS is really founded on the principles of equity and fairness, free at the point of delivery. So make this as part of your ethos, live up to your values, get some role models. It's very important that you've got some role models. Get also a critical friend who will be helping you to develop professionally and personally. Get a coach or a mentor. I've got a mentor in Professor Lynette Phillips, OBE, so she is guiding me through my career. And also network. National networks, join strategic networks. You will meet a lot of people who could pave the way for your next career. So thank you to Manong George for this fantastic opportunity to share my experiences and my lessons working as a nurse in the UK for nearly 20 years now next year. And please don't forget to remember, Manong knows.